Happy New Year, everybody. I'm CJ Nelson from the Twister's Cookbook, your guide to twisted living. And this is the first episode of the 2025 Twisted 5. Welcome and thank you for joining me. It's an exciting time right now because we are at the very beginning of the convention season. Yes, at the beginning of the year, there's always a lot of balloon conventions and events going on during our typical slow season for many performers. And it is a great time to be online and checking out everybody's pictures and events that they're going to. So if your New Year's resolution includes going to a convention and investing in your education, then this is the episode for you. We're going to talk about all things conventions. But first, before we get to the different conventions that are going on, we have to address two kind of questions that people often ask when it comes about conventions. The first one being, why should I go to a convention? Is it worth the money? Well, that's two questions, but kind of the same question. The answer is yes. Yes, 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 100%, 1000%, yes. Conventions are worth the time, effort, and money to go to. You will learn a lot more than just designs. Yeah, that's part of it, but that's not the best part of it. When you go, you get to network and meet like-minded people. You'll become a better twister, a better entertainer, a better business person, and just a better person in general, because the people at these conventions are the reason we go, and they can become lifelong friends, and it is just a great experience to be around that much energy and that much passion for the art, and the inspiration and the motivation to do better that you get from going to a convention is well worth the cost. So yes, go to one. Second question a lot of people have is which one to go to. That's a tough one. There's a lot of people out there who have very strong opinions on which ones you should go to. Listen to the recap that I'm going to give here and kind of pick one for yourself. You really can't go wrong going to your first convention. Just go to one. Doesn't really matter which one. Just go to one. Go to one that fits your needs as an entertainer, fits your budget, and maybe fits a geographic, fits the geography that you're going for. Also fits your calendar. That's a big one as well. So all that aside, get ready. We're going to take 5 different conventions that are going to be happening this year, and we're going to give little snapshots of them, hopefully to help you decide which convention to go to. All right, so number one already just happened. It just wrapped up, and that's the Florida Super Jam. I didn't get this out earlier because we had a huge ice storm, lost power, kids home from school, so sorry, selling FSJ short on this one, but it is a great event. I've been many times. It's a lot of fun. It's in Orlando, Florida. And if you missed it, if you're seeing this now, you're like, wow, that sounds great. You can get a digital replay of it for $260. So the Florida Super Jam has twisting classes, decorating classes. If you go to the live event, they've got a group build. They've got a jam room. Now, if you don't know what a jam room is a room filled with balloon samples from manufacturers that you get to play and test with and just make balloons with, and it's all included in the cost of the event. You don't have to pay for the balloons. They're just there for you to use. It's awesome. So they have a jam room, and they have a lot of great classes, and it's really kind of laid back. They don't do competitions. They have fun events. They have a great costume parade, always a highlight, and it's just a lot of fun. It's in Orlando. It's warm. It's near the theme parks, and it's just a great kind of low-key, low-pressure event. All right, number 2, Kapital Kidvention. That's coming up next. That is going to be January 31st through February 2nd, and that's in Washington, D.C. It's in D.C. every year. Biggest thing that makes Kapital Kidvention unique is it's not just for balloon twisting. It is a kids entertainer convention. And so it's got magic, it's got face painting and everything that involves, like glitter tattoos, airbrushing, body painting. So it's got all that, puppetry, bubbles, business. It's got everything for a really well-rounded children's entertainer. So if you do any of those other things and want to kind of get better at everything, Kapital Kidvention could be the one for you. They do have a jam room. They do have some competitions, but again, it's not just for twisters. It's a great event put on by a great person. So and that's in Washington, D.C. So if that fits for you, then that's definitely the one you should go to. All right, number three. Number three is the biggest balloon twisting convention that happens, and it's called Twist and Shout. And that is going to be February 19th to the 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia. It's focused almost exclusively on balloon twisting. There is some decor that goes on with some stage and stuff. You can get some experience, but the classes are geared towards twisting. They've got everything from beginner to advanced. Before the event, the Wednesday before, they have master classes that if you really want to get really good and experience a great intense lecture by legends in the industry, that's the one to go to. They have a fully stocked jam room that's open 24 hours a day. Some of the best times you have at this convention is at 3 in the morning in the jam room. They've got competitions, everything from speed twisting to large scale sculptures, fashion, performance, costumes. It's got everything for that. Unique to Twist and Shout is it changes locations every year. This year it's on the East Coast. Next year will be kind of West Coast, Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, East Coast. So it rotates every year. The next year's location is typically revealed at the awards gala of Twist and Shout. So we'll know roughly about February 22nd, 23rd when and where it will be next year. All right, number 4. This is the British Balloon Bash, formerly the Blackpool Balloon Bash, and this is happening in Blackpool, England. So it is across the pond, and it is going to be happening on February 27th through March 2nd. They have competitions. They have a jam room. It's mostly focused on twisting. I have not gotten to go to this one. It's in the bucket. It's the dream to get to go over there and attend this one. There's a lot of great pictures. There's a lot of great instructors. And so that's going to be happening in England. So if you live in Europe, that might be a little bit easier for you to get to. All right, the 5th one is going to be the Bling Bling Jam. This is going to happen much later in the year. This is going to be July 13th through 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, Vegas, summer, hot. Don't worry, not a big deal. For more information about it, I do have a video about my recap and my experience from going to Bling Bling Convention. The Bling Bling Jam this past summer. They've got a fully stocked jam room. They've got classes. They've got decor classes. They've got competitions. You're right there in Old Vegas having a great time. It really is worthwhile to go there as well. So that's about a wrap for our first episode of this year. I want to thank you for joining me. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, what convention should I go to? Just go. Okay, you don't go to the wrong convention. You will go to a convention, you will be inspired, you will get better, and you'll want to go to more of them. There's also smaller regional ones that happens in Texas, Missouri, New York, other places, and we'll talk about those in future episodes. I'll also start getting information about what's going on in Australia this year. There's a cruise in November that happens that sails out of Florida. So there's a lot of events. If you can't make it to one of the major conventions, go to a small one. Find a jam. But bottom line, find time to connect with other twisters because it just helps. It just makes you better. And it's great people, it's great inspiration. So I hope that this year in 2025, you can make it to a convention, a jam, something. Have fun, and just get out there and experience it. Thanks again for joining me. I'm CJ Nelson from the Twisters Cookbook, your guide to twisted living. And this has been the Twisted 5.